Anyway, yeah, I'm Chuck Lark from North Carolina Sea Grant, providing an update on what's going on in our state. As most states in the South, North Carolina is similar with everyone else here. Most of our aquaculture is freshwater based. We have a farm gate value of about $60 million. It's fairly diverse in North Carolina, but there is significant room for growth in the marine sector, as are the Gulf states and also the South Atlantic. So our major players in marine aquaculture in North Carolina are soft shell blue crabs, hard clams, and oysters. And here are the farm gate values for marine aquaculture in the state. Soft shell crabs around $2.25 million. That's our major player, so to speak, right now. Clams coming in only at $300,000. Oysters right at about below $700,000, and a little bit of finfish in addition crops. I have oysters circled because I believe that that's where we're going to see the growth in marine aquaculture in North Carolina and other states in the Gulf South and Southeast as well. So our current status, Division of Marine Fisheries compiles data for the marine aquaculture industries. This shows the number of leases and acreage. Unfortunately, they don't discern between clams and oysters, so this is combined data right here. But you can see the number of leases has increased slightly over the last 5 years or so, and the acreage has remained relatively the same. A lot of these leases are not really productive. A lot of them are really older leases that are for bottom culture, so it really doesn't reflect what's really the growth phase of aquaculture, oyster aquaculture in North Carolina, and that is water aquaculture. Where our leases are located from the northern Pamlico Sound down to the southeastern part of the state. I denoted Core Sound. There's currently a lease moratorium in Core Sound that the state legislature is looking to open up. As far as production and value of our industry, oyster industry, production has been increasing from 2011 up to last year. 2016 numbers, that's just through October, so November and December data has not been placed in, but production is up and also value is up, as you can see. So I think we're going to start seeing this, I wouldn't say explode, but grow steadily over the next several years. And I also want to point out again, this data is probably not accurately reflecting what really is out there, because it's reported in bushels and of course, and with single oysters, that's what we like to see the data coming from that. So the farm gate value might be significantly higher than that. Now, if we look north, it was mentioned earlier, I believe Jay talked about this. We're fairly, our northern neighbor is Virginia. Back in 2005, we actually had a farm gate value of oyster aquaculture larger than Virginia, about a few dollars. But starting in 2006, about 10 years ago, they made their move. And as you can see, their industry truly has exploded. Went down a little bit last year, so maybe we're catching up on them a little bit too. But I show this slide to show folks that we have tremendous potential in North Carolina. And if they can do it, we can probably do it as well, because we have similar, if not better, natural resources. Now here's where we're seeing the growth in the industry. Water column leases. Back in 2011, there was only 2 water column leases, a total of 6 acres in production. Last year it was 41 leases with a total of 129 acres in production. Again, this is small potatoes compared to other states, especially in New England, but the industry is growing here. One of the things we're seeing too is a gradual change in mindset and market, moving from commodity sales to premium sales, moving from spat-on shell production of clumped oysters, traditionally for oyster roasts and for shucking houses, to production of single oysters for the half shell market. Another indication that the industry is growing is the lease applications that are currently under review. We have our DMF, that's 28 bottom leases that they're reviewing right now, and also 15 water column leases. Now, most popular gear types we're using in the state are floating bags and off-bottom cages, although there is interest in some other gear types. We're currently conducting a study with University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and Carter Community College with 5 industry partners, and as well as UNCW, to evaluate different gear types and also different oyster strains. So again, we got great potential for industry expansion, and this is because of our natural resources and markets. Pamlico Sound, really, a lot of area up in the corner here. This area up here is largely undeveloped and is ripe for installation of oyster aquaculture. In our markets, now we're increasingly looking to focus on local and also abroad and high-end wholesale sales. The North Carolina Shellfish Growers Association, which Jay is the president of, they've been very helpful in developing the industry in the state. A lot of work talking to our state legislatures, trying to get the mindset change regarding oyster aquaculture development in the state. So you can see there's I think roughly around 20, 25 members now, active farms, and these are all water column farms with the exception of one farm, spat on shell operation here in Hyde County. So I was up in Rhode Island for the NACE meeting a couple of weeks ago, and the term word salad came out, and I thought that was pretty cool. Word salad. I thought this would just be a messy slide, like I wasn't paying attention or had too many, tried to put something up, and but this is my word salad. And these are topics of concern and or interest in North Carolina, and it's probably shared by many other states in the region here. Seed supply, of course, that was mentioned earlier. BMPs, siting and leasing, of course, regulations, disease. Financing is a big one in our state. If we're trying to convert commercial fishermen to expand into oyster aquaculture, here's expensive. You know, leasing fees are not that expensive, but it takes a while to get a lease approved. The mainly a year, and then hiring labor, steady labor to work that oyster farm. So that's a problem. Education, optimizing production, biofouling, submerged aquatic vegetation. That's a key issue in our state. And one of the things that we're going to see increasing in the future is user conflict, and this user conflict is directly connected to public perception and awareness. A lot of folks, they hear aquaculture or farm raised, and the red light goes off. They're thinking of tilapia being produced, in a dank pond in Indonesia or something. They're not looking at oyster aquaculture, which is actually beneficial to the environment. We need to get that information out to the general public, that'll help out to ease user conflict in the future. As far as institutions that are conducting research and outreach efforts towards oyster aquaculture in the state, we have a great team assembled here. UNCW, they're conducting a Shellfish research laboratory that they have in Wilmington, looking at different oyster strains, developing different oyster strains, developing siting tools for oyster aquaculture, conducting studies to assess ecosystem services of oyster aquaculture. Those are a few things they're doing. Carteret Community College is located where I'm based at in Morehead City, southern Outer Banks of North Carolina. They have a 2-year marine aquaculture program. Very much, they're doing work with applied research studies as well. We work closely with them. UNC Institute of Marine Sciences, they're conducting work in ecosystem services, oyster aquaculture, and also monitoring Vibrio. Brett Crowley from IMS is here. He'll speak later this afternoon. Marine Science and Education Partnership in the state, mostly geared towards K-12 students. They're really interested in oyster aquaculture, and this is helping out getting the word out to the younger generation. Mentioned the North Carolina Shellfish Growers Association, the Coastal Federation, another nonprofit, mainly interested in oyster restoration, but they formed an oyster committee, and there's a lot of folks interested in aquaculture as well. North Carolina State University, CMAS, where I'm based, mostly restoration work, research with oysters, but we're currently cooperating with them on a study to try to increase larval settlement rates. And my agency in North Carolina, the Sea Grant, we support a lot of research. We're offering grants for oyster aquaculture research, and we also participate in a lot of research projects, or several, so a lot. And finally, I'm going to close with just to kind of showcase 3 of our growers that are attending the meeting and supplying oysters for the event Saturday night. First of all, Cape Hatteras Oyster Company, based in Buxton, North Carolina on the Outer Banks. They're here. It's Ryan and Bill Belter, father and son team. Probably wants to drive here, probably 14-hour drive yesterday. Arrived at 3 in the morning. So they're here, so if you're around for the Oyster Social, please try a couple of their oysters, Cape Hatteras salts. Really high quality oysters. Jay Stein, Jennifer Gordon here from Cedar Island / Wilmington. Their farm is Carolina Mariculture. Jay spoke earlier this morning, of course. They're producing Cedar Island Selects on their farm. And finally, Ryan is on the way right now. He's from Horkers Island, down east, eastern North Carolina. I made up a name for him because he just started harvesting oysters last October and actually participated in one of our oyster festivals. And that was sponsored by Carteret Community College and won first place in the taste test. First, he harvested them that morning, basically for the festival, first time he ever harvested them. So he'll be here later today, hopefully, and we'll be at the event on Saturday evening. And
Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it.
welcome.